Is it anti-immigration or illegal immigration? What do you say?
I don't think anybody's illegal.
I am so fed up of people on the left saying that we cannot use the word illegal when we're referring to migrants. I mean, it is just absolutely insane. You can disagree with the fact that small boat crossings and lorry crossings are illegal, if that's what you think. If you think we need to make those routes legal, fine. But as it stands, the matter of the fact is that they are currently illegal crossings. And you can't call it anything else. I mean, we've had the Labour Party themselves, are the people in government, suggesting that the word illegal is too much of a hurty word and we need to call it irregular migration instead. Fucking bullshit, excuse my French, but I've just had enough of it. Listen to the rest of this girl. This was a clip from YouTuber Wesley Winter. Go check him out. Filming some people at the counter-protest we've had going on, as you probably know, as a sort of backlash and response to the anti-immigration protests / riots we've had going on. We've had these counter-protesters going up with their stand up to racism signs and their refugees welcome signs. And this is the footage that he caught. Listen, it gets worse with this girl. Listen to her.
I hear this a lot. What makes refugees not illegal?
Because people aren't illegal.
Of course, but when they come into the country without passports, what can you do about that?
We can welcome them in. They're refugees, they're asylum seekers, they're fleeing persecution.
Right. And how do you feel about the taxpayer having to pay for that?
The taxpayer doesn't pay for that. I'm answering enough questions.
Okay. Apparently the taxpayer doesn't pay for illegal immigrants. That's what the woman...
What planet is this girl on? I mean, I thought that it was bad enough when she's like, people aren't illegal, can't call them illegal migrants. That was annoying enough as it is, because this drives me insane. What people are doing when they come across on a dinghy, they are taking an illegal crossing. That makes them an illegal migrant, okay? I don't think that using the word illegal migrant dehumanizes them in the way that these people are suggesting. It all depends on how you talk about the issue, right? If you just treat these people like a number and don't have any sympathy whatsoever for the people who are getting on those boats because they genuinely feel like they are unsafe where they are coming from, they've had a horrendous traumatic past. Like, if you just talk of as numbers and don't think about the human side of it, then fine. You can say that people are dehumanizing them, but to call it what it is, illegal migration, there's nothing dehumanizing about that. It's just a statement of fact. And then we have the Home Office, our own government, denies the fact that this is an illegal type of migration, clearly, because they put up that graphic, which I'm sure you all saw on Twitter, which calls it irregular migration. Absolutely ridiculous. And the other stuff that this girl said here, I mean, she clearly lives in a bubble. She hasn't heard from other people, spoken to or seen on the internet, any of the genuine concerns that people have about migration. She was not able to address them here. So Wesley, the interviewer here, asks us, what do we do about people coming to this country without a passport? So rather than her, here's an argument you could make. Rather than her saying, yes, I know that that potentially means that we're going to have some criminals coming in the country and we don't know exactly who they are, I think that this is a cost worth bearing, given that the amazing good that we can do by welcoming these people fleeing persecution into this country is a cost that I'm willing to bear. She could have said that, but no, she didn't address the fact at all. She was completely unbeknownst to the idea that we could potentially have migrants coming in this country who are actually criminals fleeing crimes in other countries. She didn't address that. She's just like, well, they're all refugees. They're all fleeing persecution. We have to welcome them all in. She is so single-minded in her views, it's unbelievable. And then the worst part of that interview was the point about the taxpayer. She showed herself to be an absolute moron there. What world do you live in where this girl clearly obviously knows, or I hope that she is aware, that when people come in this country on a boat or on a lorry, they are put up in accommodation? Who do you think pays for that? You can tell us that you think that it is a good use of taxpayers' money. Again, if she wanted to make a good argument, she could make a moralistic argument and say, you know what, I know we've got a lot of problems in this country and it's difficult, but I do think that we need to set aside a certain amount of money to helping people who are trying to come here for a better life, because you know, from a moral perspective, it's not just Brits that matter, it's everyone that matters. She could make that argument, she could make an intelligent argument, but she didn't. She's just like, taxpayers don't pay for it. Where do you think the money comes from, you absolute moron? I mean, this girl is just unbelievable, and there are many, many more like her. I'm not saying every single person that's standing there with a refugees welcome sign is like this, but trust me, I've spoken to plenty of people on that side of the argument, and a lot of time they've just got their ears closed to the concerns, genuine concerns that other Brits have about migration in this country. They're not worried about the housing crisis. They're not worried about the cost to the taxpayer at a time when, you know, we haven't really got any coffers in the bank to pay for ourselves. They're just not aware of it. They just think, oh, well, of course we can solve all the world's problems. I want to be a good person, so we're just going to have to take every single person in the world that's come from a different country, and we can fit them all. We can fit them all into Britain, and we can pay for all of them because we're nice people. I would love to do that, and solve all the world's problems, but sadly the world is not perfect, and the world doesn't work like that. And this girl needs to wake up to that fact, but sadly I don't think that she will. I'm Chloe Dobbs. This has been another video for Reasoned. Make sure you are subscribed to our channel and you press the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. I will see you soon.